Eagles. Eagles. All right? We're 1-0, baby. We're now in another primetime game after the Friday night game in Brazil. We are Monday Night Football in Philadelphia.
That's a lot of rest.
Back in the States. You're damn right it's
a lot of rest, boys.
And I'm glad that you brought that up because it's a lot of rest and we're at home. All right? We're at home. We got 2 extra days of rest because the Falcons were playing on Sunday and the Falcons have to travel. So we got extra rest and we don't have to travel. I think that's warranted because we had to go all the way to Brazil. Yeah. So we're going to give you our bold prediction for this game, an X Factor, and then our score prediction. Seb, take us off.
X Factor, the running backs.
Okay.
Bijan versus Saquon.
Yep.
Saquon is coming off a 3-touchdown game while Bijan is coming off a very weak and off performance. The team that can use the running
performance was weak?
Yeah, he had 37 yards.
He had 68 yards. And then he had 43 receiving yards.
Sorry, I miss. Yeah, you're right. But
you think that's weak? That's 103 scrimmage yards. If you do, it's okay. We just don't.
He didn't score a touchdown.
He didn't score a touchdown. You're right.
And he didn't get into the red zone. I mean, that's
the end zone.
The red zone.
They didn't even get to the red zone.
He didn't, but like the team, the team got there, but he didn't take them to the red zone.
Okay, I thought he might have been the best offensive player in the game.
So, again, this game is going to come down to which team could use their running backs most efficiently. People are comparing Bijan to be the next CMC. The way he could produce for you, right? So, since both secondaries are improved and can cause problems for the opposing quarterbacks, for me, it's going to be who runs the ball better and which one of these two cats are going to be dogs.
Okay. I like that.
So, which one could run the ball better?
That's who's going to catch the ball also. I think that's going to be a big thing.
But both these that secondary, man, that Falcons secondary is better than the Packers easily.
100%.
I mean, that secondary is scary, and they could cause your receivers some problems.
They can, but George Pickens did have, what does it say here? A.J. Terrell on 4 targets allowed 65 yards.
How much did Justin Simmons allow? Because that's also...
I don't have that down. But Terrell allowed 4 catches on 4 targets, so 100% completion percentage, for 65 yards.
Okay.
If A.J. Brown's got his head in the game, he's better than George Pickens.
Okay.
I don't disagree. They have the names. And they did perform last week. But they played the Steelers, okay? And you are the Steelers hater. You're the Steelers' number 1 hater.
Of course I am.
So you should agree with me that offense is trash.
They are.
Also, though, Justin Simmons came late, so they're still kind of gelling.
Yeah, and it only takes a few weeks to gel, man.
Well, it's week 2.
Yeah,
and they haven't played anyone like my Birds.
Well, for my bold take, Kyle Pitts scores a touchdown.
That's a great take.
He scored last week versus Pittsburgh and seemed worthy of another scoring week coming into this week versus the Eagles. We know that last year the Eagles absolutely could not guard the tight end. And last week, they limited Tucker Kraft to only 37 yards and Musgrave had 0. So, or that might be flipped around. Stat check me on that. So it seems like they cleaned up that issue. But if Kyle can find an opening in that defense, he could be in for another pretty big game. So Kyle Pitts scores a touchdown for me. That's my bold prediction. I know it's kind of like pretty low odds of that happening, but it's a bold prediction.
It's not. Listen, I'm glad that you took that because my bold prediction was almost going to be Kyle Pitts scores a touchdown. I swear. Because if you're an Eagles fan, for the past couple years, we suck against the tight end. We have been so bad against the tight end. I saw Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft as a high priority waiver wire because we might have played decent against them because I feel like I didn't hear their names much. But we have
37 yards and 0 yards between the two.
So Tucker Kraft had 37 yards.
The two combined only had 37 yards.
Okay, so that's pretty good. All right, that's not bad. But like I said, it's only week 1, and they are new line. We have a whole new set of linebackers like we do every single year. We have never had a linebacker start the season 2 years in a row since we've won the Super Bowl in 2017. So, fix your linebacker position,
1-year deals.
Howie. But I like that bold take because I can see us centering on Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and Kyle Pitts being open. So, that'll take me to my bold prediction. And I have Bijan Robinson scoring over 15 fantasy points. That is my bold prediction, okay?
So you think this game's going to be a shootout? Noted.
I don't know if it's going to be so much a shootout, but I think the Eagles' secondary is going to do a very good job against Drake London. Darnell Mooney might have a big game. That was also in my debate for
He's projected 12 points.
Yeah. Darnell Mooney might be in for a big game, okay?
So
but last week, it's not a. It depends. Look at the injuries. Yeah, you have to wait till Monday night to make that decision.
They're on my team. I can't wait till Monday night because everyone plays on Sunday.
It's not the greatest idea. So
whatever.
Sorry. So he scored 16.1 last week versus Steelers defense. He had 5 catches on 5 targets for 43 yards. I think the Eagles' pass rush is going to get to Kirk Cousins because the Steelers' pass rush got to Kirk Cousins last week, and he's going to have to dump it off to Bijan. That's going to rack up fantasy points. Also, the Eagles gave up 163 yards on the ground last week. I don't know how it happened. 7.8 yards per carry and a touchdown to the Packers.
Also, the Eagles don't have a TJ Watt, though. TJ Watt was really the main person that pressured Kirk Cousins.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
That's also something to kind of consider.
But we have Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis.
Jalen Carter didn't have a good game last week.
He had the only sack in the game. What are you talking about? He didn't have a good game.
He had three penalties on him.
Jordan Love on a stretcher.
No, because
he didn't. He didn't get a sack, and then Jordan Love was crying, screaming bloody murder.
Jordan Love got pancaked by 3 different D linemen and twisted his knee. That's what happened.
Yeah, and one of those D linemen was Jalen Carter.
That's great. That's good to know. Great, cool.
The first-degree murder.
Okay. He's not put on IR.
Second-degree murder. Dude, did you see what people DM'd him?
Yeah,
Someone said you murdered and the name of the person. I was like, oh my god. He said you're guilty for that murder. But that's my bold prediction is Bijan Robinson scores over 15 fantasy points.
What's your X factor?
Did you list your X factor?
Yeah.
Who was it?
The running backs.
You did say that. I'm sorry. I apologize. CTE. All right. So for my X factor is the Eagles defense. Okay. Like Seb said, T.J. Watt was a huge problem. Cousins had pressure on 40% of his throws and 2 sacks. And he just got off an Achilles tear late in last season. He was not moving all that well. All right? Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, Josh Sweat, okay? Brandon Graham. I know you like that celebration. You love that. It's so nice.
Wasn't able to do it last time. The
Sweat brothers.
The one time I went for a sack, I tore my ACL. So you know what?
So we don't send Seb on the field or on blitzes anymore. There's no sending Seb on a cornerback blitz. But the X factor is the Eagles' defense. Quinyon Mitchell got targeted 9 times last game, and he allowed 4 catches for 60 yards, but had 2 pass breakups. I think that's a pretty good game on a horrible field against a good Packers offense. And if we put pressures on Cousins and then Slay locks down London because Slay plays very, very good in the link, Quinyon Mitchell then locks down Darnell Mooney or Ray McLeod. If he can step up, okay, and say CJ starts laying the boom and Reed starts flying around, and we start getting pressure on the quarterback, we get the Falcons out of their game plan. Okay? The Eagles' offense is going to score. All right? We lost the turnover battle 3-1. Okay? And we scored 34 points. 34 points.
You guys also allowed 29.
We did allow a decent amount of points, but we scored 34. That's a good amount for losing the turnover battle 3-1. And we should have had more. We should have had 4 more. We should have had 38 because that touchdown at the 1-yard line, the whole mishap on the freaking, I was going to say the tush push, but it's really the butt fumble now. The dude fumbled. It's like, what are you doing, bro? But either way, I think the X factor is the Eagles' defense because they're going to put pressure on this Falcons offense.
Going to my score prediction. As much as I want to pick the Falcons,
because no. Don't even say that. As much as you don't want to pick the Eagles, that's really what it is.
No, as much as real. Okay, like let's be real. Can you see a scenario where the Falcons actually win this game?
I can. Yeah.
Exactly. So my heart is telling me that the Falcons might actually steal this game, but my head is telling me the Eagles because.
So when you say the Eagles win the game, how does your stomach feel?
It feels stronger because.
Okay, so it feels okay. So then
I would feel better. I would feel better if this game wasn't in Philadelphia.
100%.
That's the problem.
100%.
That's why I don't want to
choose the Falcons.
That's why I don't want to pick because I'm sold on what this defense did in the offseason, right? Like I'm sold just because they took Judon from us.
I forgot about Judon.
It paid off for us because our guy Keon White that we drafted last year is a complete dog. He had 3 sacks on Joe Burrow last week against Trent Brown. Like
Trent Brown's a good tackle.
Bro, so that trade actually paid off. But it's not only that. This Falcons team is scary as crap on paper. And it's not because I'm hating on the Eagles. It's just I'm looking at this team and I'm like, bro, this team is a team that could beat this Falcons team or this Eagles team very easily. I could see it happening, but I don't see it happening. I see the Eagles winning 28-23.
Okay.
Kirk Cousins will go 0-2. And the Falcons are going to seem like frauds. But this game, I think, will start them into a bigger and better season with their schedule getting a little bit easier throughout the season. But going into the link with the Eagles at 1-0 and having so many weapons on offense, which one they didn't even use last week in Jahan, it's very hard for me to see them losing. But that's what people thought last week with the Steelers and the Falcons in Atlanta, which is also why I could see the Falcons winning this game because everyone's going to be, Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. What if the Falcons come out and just surprise everybody, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to think. But I'm not going to think with my heart. Like, I'm going to think with my head. And I'm going to take the better team.
Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
So, but what I'm trying to say is anything can happen, and this Falcons team can definitely contend with this Eagles team. Matthew Judon, A.J. Terrell, Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates. This defense is deep, and it's a sleeper for sure. It's a great defense to have in fantasy as well. Now, granted, the field conditions sucked last week for the Eagles. Packers defense still gave them trouble, and I can see the same thing happening here, but Eagles will find a way to sneak a win away because that's what they're really good at. They win, they're like dog fights.
And I agree with Seb, and I got us winning 27-20. We just beat the spread of 6.5. I think the Eagles have the rest advantage. I think they have the team camaraderie advantage. This roster of players has been together. Yeah, I know. It's this bouncy chair. All right, we're getting real into this. Okay, so the Eagles win this game 27-20. Like I said, we lost a turnover battle 3-1 last week and dropped 34 points. Kirk Cousins had 155 yards and 2 interceptions and a 59 passer rating last week.
Yikes.
That's very ugly.
Yeah.
Okay, at home. And yes, the Steelers' defense is great. But I think if the Eagles have great coaching, which I think they have very much improved coaching, there is some questionable calls. But if they get their head out of their arse, Saquon Barkley is the key to this victory. All right? And the Eagles' defense is also the key to this victory. So run the ball and defend the other team. Control the ball. Control the game. Hit hard on defense. Contain their offense. And keep their offense on off the field with Saquon Barkley. I think we'll be able to do that. I think it'll be a close game. Like I said, Eagles win this game 27-20. Home opener in the link. I think the place is going to be rocking on Monday Night Football. I think the energy is just on the Eagles.
Like I said, I mean, it's going to come down to the running backs. I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be able to do much against that Eagles secondary. I mean, let's just be honest. So running backs, whoever runs the ball better is going to win this game. And I could easily see Bijan outperforming Saquon, but not in Philadelphia. That's the thing. If it wasn't Atlanta, easily I'd take them because they look better. They don't look any lot better on paper, but this Falcons team is scary, man. Like they are genuinely scary. And they had a fluke last week, but this week expected to be cleaned up and a much better competition against your
Definitely
Birds.
will clean it up. And
It's going to be a good game. I wish I could stay up for it, but
I am staying up for it.
You're lucky. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you, but it is what it is. I'm not going to have any players playing, so it's whatever. One league, Saquon, yeah, but I know that he's already going to.
You better turn that ringer off, because you know you're going to get a lot of notifications.
Yeah, from
Saquon in the red zone. Saquon touchdown. No, you ain't going to get it from me. You're going to get it from your fantasy app. Saquon in the red zone. Saquon touchdown. I'm telling you.
Saquon fumble.
No. Saquon fumble, pick it up, 30-yard touchdown.
Well, this concludes our week 2. After next week, EJ is going to be 2-0, and I will be closer to my comeback tour, to my revenge tour in running. My first race is October 5th. Looking forward to it. I'm going to win this race by minutes. I'm talking 3-4 minutes. No one's going to come close to me. So next week is going to be closer to that. EJ is going to be 2-0, and next week is week 3. We'll see you guys then.